Deep beneath these contested waters lies the foundation of the most controversial and expensive engineering mega-project in modern history. A $1 trillion fortress, built not on land, but manufactured entirely from the ocean floor. This is the Great Wall of Sand, an unprecedented campaign of rapid land reclamation. The sheer scale of the machinery deployed here defies imagination. To build an island from nothing, you first have to pulverize the seafloor.
Massive mechanical cutter heads, the size of heavy tanks, are lowered into the depths.
Operating 24 hours a day, these mechanical beasts rip through thousands of years of natural geology in seconds. The pulverized rock, coral, and sand are transformed into a dense, high-pressure slurry. Millions of tons of this slurry are blasted through extensive floating pipeline networks under immense pressure. This is the rainbowing technique, a violent aerial discharge of sediment that forces new land to emerge. Thousands of cubic meters of material are dumped continuously, progressively raising the submerged formations. Slowly, relentlessly, dark terrestrial material pierces the surface of the ocean. The ocean tries to reclaim the sand, but the sheer volume of the dredging fleet overpowers the sea. In a matter of months, hundreds of acres of new territory are forcefully willed into existence. But establishing a sandbank is only the first milestone in this trillion-dollar process. The maritime operation instantly transitions to a massive terrestrial heavy equipment deployment. Mechanical earth-moving fleets systematically level the dredged material, establishing a uniform surface. Loose sand is structurally useless. Vibratory compaction machinery violently consolidates the deposits. This extreme pressure expels excess water, forcing the grains of sand to interlock and form a rigid foundation. A fragile reef has been replaced by an expansive, industrial construction landscape. But the ocean is merciless. Sand-only foundations lack the structural integrity to survive typhoon-force storms. Immediate perimeter reinforcement is required to stop the sea from washing the trillion-dollar investment away. Layers of heavy aggregate and gravel form a primary defensive shield against wave erosion and tidal cycling. To lock the island in place, vast concrete production facilities are rapidly erected on site. These plants operate relentlessly, producing millions of tons of structural concrete from imported mainland cement. The ultimate defense against the South China Sea comes in the form of massive interlocking concrete tetrapods. These geometrically optimized barriers are designed specifically to shatter the kinetic energy of incoming waves. These geometrically optimized barriers are designed specifically to shatter the kinetic energy of incoming waves. A continuous, impenetrable concrete fortress ring is established around the perimeter. The shifting sands are now permanently bound in steel and stone, immune to the oceanic environment. Within the heart of these new fortresses, massive natural lagoon formations are preserved and enclosed. But these are not ecological preserves. Dredging operations continue within the lagoon perimeters. The objective is the excavation of ultra-deep water basins right in the center of the artificial landmass. These sheltered basins allow large displacement military vessels to anchor safely, completely protected from oceanic storms. Deep water port infrastructure springs up from the sand, utilizing thick, impact-resistant maritime concrete. What was once a shallow reef is now a fully operational, high-capacity maritime logistics hub. Heavy lift capabilities are installed, transforming these isolated outposts into vital forward deployment bases. The most strategic phase of the construction begins: the establishment of an immovable aircraft carrier. Multi-kilometer linear corridors are meticulously leveled to millimeter precision.
Heavy paving equipment deploys specialized, military-grade asphalt and heavily reinforced concrete.
This surface must be capable of absorbing the extreme kinetic impact of heavy transport aircraft and strategic bombers.
The 3-kilometer runway establishes total regional air dominance, expanding operational reach by thousands of miles. To protect the assets that will use this runway, highly fortified aircraft shelters are erected. Above-ground bunker systems dominate the landscape, providing robust defensive architecture for critical equipment.
While extensive underground tunnel networks connect command centers in total secrecy. Advanced sensory systems are installed to maintain complete control over the surrounding airspace. Continuous 24-hour radar and communication infrastructure establishes unblinking domain awareness. These outposts act as heavily fortified eyes and ears, monitoring every movement in the contested maritime region.
To sustain continuous operations hundreds of kilometers from the mainland, massive logistical stockpiles are required.
Extensive fuel storage facilities enable indefinite operational continuity, eliminating dependency on constant resupply. Survival in the middle of the ocean requires fresh water. State-of-the-art desalination plants are brought online.
These systems extract millions of gallons of sustainable freshwater, turning the barren saltscape into a habitable zone.
Integrated power generation grids ensure the lights, the radar, and the weapons never lose power. Entire municipalities are constructed, designed to accommodate thousands of permanent and rotational military personnel. What was once an isolated, submerged hazard has been manufactured into a highly organized, functioning city.
To prevent dust storms and stabilize the ground further, massive quantities of terrestrial soil are imported.
Engineered vegetation growth prevents surface erosion and creates an illusion of a natural island habitat. But beneath the vegetation, this is a fortress. Perimeter coastal defense systems are oriented aggressively outward. Integrated anti-aircraft and anti-missile platforms provide a comprehensive, deadly umbrella of protective coverage. A strict, impenetrable maritime boundary has been violently asserted through physical engineering.
Logistics supply chains never cease. Heavy freighters deliver continuous materials to sustain the massive footprint.
Every calculated movement is a projection of power, turning nautical chart boundaries into undeniable physical reality.
Immense lighthouse structures serve a dual purpose: navigational aids and towering symbols of absolute sovereignty.
Yet, the greatest enemy to the fortress is not a foreign military, but nature itself.
The ocean continuously tests the structural integrity of the artificial landmass, demanding constant, unending maintenance.
Salt-induced corrosion and natural erosion require a permanent, high-cost material replacement cycle to prevent collapse. Extreme weather testing validates the engineering. The concrete and steel withstand the wrath of tropical typhoons. The resilience of the fortress proves the success of the $1 trillion investment. The land is here to stay.
The military capabilities embedded within these installations remain highly classified, hidden in plain sight. Strategically positioned in a geographic triangle, these fortresses interlock to create an inescapable regional net. Unmanned systems expand the surveillance perimeter far beyond visual limitations, monitoring every maritime movement.
A comprehensive monitoring network records all commercial and military traffic in the surrounding waters. Despite the massive infrastructure, these outposts remain sterile, highly militarized machine cities. Substantial offensive capabilities lay dormant beneath the sand and concrete, anchoring regional positioning.
The sheer ambition of this engineering methodology fundamentally altered the strategic geography of the globe. An unsinkable aircraft carrier, forged from crushed coral, defying the laws of nature and international boundaries.
The fragile ecosystems that existed here for millennia have been permanently entombed beneath millions of tons of concrete.
The historical dredging operations have officially concluded, leaving behind a permanent geographical transformation. What began as a fleet of civilian dredging ships ended in the creation of the most advanced military archipelago on Earth. The Great Wall of Sand stands as a testament to the terrifying, unstoppable power of modern mega-engineering.
The scale of operations required to sustain this isolated behemoth is a logistical marvel of its own.
Supply lines stretching hundreds of miles form an invisible lifeline, feeding the concrete beast.
Everything, from aviation fuel to the food required to sustain the garrison, must be violently shipped across the sea.
Unprecedented spatial allocation guarantees that every square inch of the manufactured land is optimized for military efficiency.
The fortress stands in direct defiance of the natural order, forcing an entire ocean to yield to steel and stone.
Secure, high-bandwidth data links maintain absolute command and control connectivity with the mainland.
Deep underground, massive atmospheric scrubbers and power systems run non-stop, keeping the hidden infrastructure alive.
Official narratives emphasize scientific research, carefully masking the undeniable strategic military architecture. Mobile defense platforms can be rapidly deployed across the island's perfectly paved arterial networks. These are not civilian outposts. They are highly efficient machines designed exclusively for power projection.
Beneath the surface, miles of protected pathways ensure operational survival in the event of a direct conflict. The perimeter is absolute, an unyielding barrier asserting dominance over the most heavily trafficked maritime route on the planet.
The engineering precision required to interlock millions of tons of concrete in the open ocean is staggering.
Operations never cease. The darkness provides no cover from the unblinking sensory network installed here. As night falls, the island transforms into an illuminated, impenetrable fortress of steel and light. The capability to launch and recover heavy aircraft at any hour ensures total, continuous air superiority. The Sentinel installations stand ready, silently watching over thousands of miles of contested waters.
A $1 trillion investment that permanently erased the boundary between the deep sea and sovereign land.
An immovable, unsinkable armada, forever anchored to the pulverized remains of a coral reef.
With each passing day, the physical infrastructure settles deeper, becoming a permanent geographical reality.
The Great Wall of Sand is not merely a barrier. It is an active, highly sophisticated, offensive network, capable of hosting an entire spectrum of strategic bombers and fighter fleets at a moment's notice. A stark, violent contrast between the natural beauty of the ocean and cold, calculated military engineering. The island draws life directly from the sea, processing millions of gallons to sustain its massive operational footprint. Unprecedented bathymetric manipulation ensured the harbor could swallow the largest vessels on the planet. Submerged hazards were annihilated, replaced by tightly controlled, heavily monitored navigational corridors.
The tragic foundation of this fortress is the crushed skeleton of an ancient, fragile marine ecosystem.
Thousands of tons of ordnance are securely entombed within the artificial terrain, completely shielded from aerial bombardment. This is not random reclamation. It is a meticulously calculated, millimeter-perfect manifestation of strategic doctrine.
The tragic foundation of this fortress is the crushed skeleton of an ancient, fragile marine ecosystem.
The Great Wall of Sand is fully operational, a permanent testament to rapid, unrestrained industrial power. A massive wall of engineered stone, designed to keep the ocean out and secure absolute control within. A $1 trillion network of unsinkable fortresses that has forever rewritten the map of the world.
An engineering achievement of terrifying proportions, constructed in absolute defiance of international boundaries.
The shifting sands of the South China Sea have been permanently locked in concrete and steel. The ocean will batter the walls for eternity, but the fortress was engineered to never fall. A $1 trillion island, manufactured from the abyss, ready for whatever the future holds. This is the reality of the Great Wall of Sand, the ultimate projection of geopolitical power. The map has been redrawn, and it is written in concrete. The engineering of the impossible is now complete.